Good morning, good afternoon, and good day. Happy New Year. This is Jim Morose, and this is A Republic Always. Thanks for joining me today. And today, the taping of this show is it's March 11th, 2026. This is Season 2, Episode 2 of A Republic Always. I had to create this show because there's just so much disinformation out there. It's just beyond the pale, as we say, and so that's why I've done this. And I think during the show, I will say numerous times, Benjamin Franklin was asked, what kind of government do we have? Did you give us from some citizen after the Constitutional Convention? And Ben Franklin replied, a republic, if we can keep it. And so my challenge to you is, how can we keep it if we don't know what it is? And we don't know what it is because we have been taught the wrong stuff. This is our government, and this is the fake media telling us how bad things are when when it's not. So, like I said, this show we want to talk about, is the United States Congress and Senate representing us? We elect these people. Are they really representing our interests? What are our interests? Well, they take an oath of office, which basically says they swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States from enemies, foreign and domestic, mind you, domestic. So, the whole first season, we went over the Constitution and all the basic, big blocks of what the Constitution stands for and how it separates the three branches of government and how it's all supposed to work together. But it's been perverted by our institutions, by our educational institutions, by our media, and by our elected representatives. Okay, they have contorted the process of a constitutional republic and what our country is. How can I say that? How do we know? Because it's very simple. You just need to pass the smell test. We can't get our elected officials to vote for term limits because they don't like it. We voted to have them audit the Beacon Hill, and they don't want to do it because, as you'll see, we've got crime coming out of our ears, fraud, government and institutionalized fraud and embezzlement and theft. They're stealing not even millions anymore. They're going into the billions. So I think it's kind of funny that the government under their IRS branches will hold we, the people, every year to the finest scrutiny of how much money we made and how much taxes we owe them, okay, to the penny, and they're right on top of us. We have to pay people thousands of dollars to do our taxes because the tax code has more pages than the Bible, okay? So if you think it's too hard to read the Bible and find out what's really going on, what do you think the tax code is? It's just one big loophole and convoluted mess after another. But that's our government. We need to tear that down. I mean, many have tried to just get the flat tax. You make this much, 10%, 5%, whatever it is. But no, they're not representing us. Do you think everyone wants to spend a month or two going through all their paperwork and file, oh, where's this? Oh, where's that? And oh, no, we don't have this. You just give it to your tax guy, and he goes, oh, you need this, and you spend rummaging through and going, oh, I can't find this, I can't find that. We can't just, but they, in Minnesota, and as you will see, even in Massachusetts, we've lost and squandered millions of dollars. And you can blame our educational system, the press, and our leaders in Hollywood because they all sing the same tune. And what is that tune? Yeah, let's put up picture number 1, okay? And what is the tune they're singing? They get their hands caught in the cookie jar. This is Minnesota. You got the Governor Walz, State Attorney General Ellison, and Fry is the mayor of one of the cities, and Omar is the is their state congresswoman, their congresswoman. So they're all stealing billions of dollars, and they're just ICE. ICE is the bad people. ICE are the bad people. ICE are the bad people. So let's just scroll on to picture number 2. So what's really happening while these things are happening? You know, while the media and leaders and everyone is just screaming, "Oh no, we gotta, you know, it's ICE. They're bad." So here is a pattern of deceit. This isn't a story about a few bad apples. This is organized crime, plain and simple. Federal authorities say the Boston ring allegedly used comically small convenience stores, we're talking about glorified closets, to launder an incredible $500,000, that's $500,000, in SNAP benefits every single month. So do the math, that's $6 million a year. That's more than 6 times what a typical large supermarket processes. Okay, so where are the red flags? Why aren't they investigating this? No, I got to keep reading. Go back to that same picture. There's more. There's always more. Okay, and over in Brooklyn, it was the same story. Different caste, Yemeni nationals were indicted for a racket that vacuumed up $20 million using fake and stolen EBT cards from at least 10 different states. If this sounds familiar, it should. It's the same playbook we saw with the massive welfare fraud indictments of Somali nationals in Minnesota. This is a systemic attack on America's welfare system. Okay, it's even more and worse than that. How can these things happen? Again, the IRS holds us down to the pennies, and every year we got to account. So how is it that all this money that they're spending, they can't find this fraud? They don't understand. We've had reports and reports, and everyone knows that there's fraud and abuse. But the scale is out of control, and the media is an accomplice. They are an accomplice because they don't report it. It's only coming out to light in big time because I got a video coming up in about 7 minutes of an independent journalist, because the mainstream media has been corrupted. But let's go up to the next picture. And so it just gets worse and worse and worse. This isn't some academic debate. The choice is simple. We have a country with laws. Oh, do we have a country with laws or a lawless marketplace where American taxpayers are the mark? A nation that refuses to defend its own treasury and punish those who exploit it, as a nation that has forgotten how to protect itself. It's time we demanded the leaders with the backbone to enforce our laws and protect our country. The key takeaways to this are: organized migrant crime rings are stealing millions from taxpayer-funded welfare programs. Democrat-led states are suing to block common sense measures to prevent this fraud, Massachusetts included. Your elected officials right here at home. Committing fraud, major fraud against the American people should be the grounds for immediate deportation. Bloated government programs are an open invitation for large-scale criminal abuse, and it's happening. It's happening at the local level, the state level, and the federal level. The corruption and fraud is just rampant. So, how do we stop it? How can we stop it? We have to hold our leaders accountable, and if they won't take the proper action, we have to vote them out. But unfortunately, we've been educated, we've been taught, and we've been brutalized by the media. Let's see, what picture was, let's see. Okay, the 5, picture number 5. I mean, it's just, you know, we heard about what the Palestinians do, Hamas and those, all those, Middle Eastern, Muslim type terrorist groups. They teach their kids from birth, they teach them fear, to hate America. They teach racism, to hate Americans and white people. They scream that white supremacy is killing. And so our media is telling our generation, they're brainwashing our generation as we speak. Our millennials and our Gen Xers have been taught from kindergarten into high school, grammar, college, the media, and Hollywood. They just scream the same narrative that the Democrats and our leaders are fear, racism, white supremacy. They'll take your health care. You'll lose your Social Security. Those evil, mean Republicans are the worst people in the world. We're all going to die. Oh. And so what does this lead to? What does this lead to? I'll tell you it's already led to it. It's here. So we're going to have to wake up and smell the tyranny, people, because all that generation and creation of fear, hate, and anger, and you can see it. We are so polarized, it's pathetic. We have millennials and Gen Xers that are celebrating and cheering the death of conservatives when they're shot and assassinated, or, oh, too bad they missed, and the violence when they were brutalizing the police, trying to run them over, and all the other crap that's going on, and the riots. They just celebrate all that stuff. And to make matters worse, we actually have a GoFundMe page to help Luigi Mangione. He's the guy who walked up to the health care president and shot him twice in the back. Cold-blooded murder, killed, and they're celebrating the fact that he did it, that it's okay to kill these people that they think are evil. If you don't see the evil in that, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. So, cue up the movie. We'll put that on when we round 13. So look at, like I said, all this stuff is happening over and over and over again. In the media, all they do in the media, in Hollywood, and the educational systems, our leaders, all they do is hop on the fear, hate, and anger of the Republican, because the Republicans are the worst people in the world, and the Democrats are the best people in the world, and it's just one big propagandist lie. You've been gaslit, okay? And so we need to stop what we're listening to. We need to reprogram ourselves. Okay? And so this is a 3-minute clip, and let's see how real reporting should work.
Hey, how you doing, guys? Where are we headed with these signs?
We're good, William.
Okay, so this guy's gonna drive up, and they're gonna load all the signs into this car right here. Here we go. Let's load them all into this van. See for yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Witness this.
What is wrong?
What is wrong with us?
You are such a cowardly piece of shit.
Why?
You are.
Why? How am I? Who pays me? YouTube pays me. My viewers pay me.
How much
by
money
watching.
This is not real journalism. You're a fake, you complete fake journalist.
Okay. Did you or did you not get $20 million from Roy Neville Singham to protest? Did you or did you not?
How much money do you get for your right-wing bullshit? That's what I want to know.
Okay, so you can look on YouTube on Social Blade. You can see exactly how much I earn. Yeah, take a photo of me as if there isn't already a photo. Why are you taking a photo of me as if you don't already know who I am?
I don't understand.
You're all sick of me. So what are you going to do about it?
What am I going to do about it?
Yeah, what are you going to do about it?
Well, I don't have to do anything about it because you don't bother us that much. You don't do
Clearly
anything.
I am because you're videoing me.
You're just a complete idiot. You're a fake journalist.
I'm a fake journalist.
I think that you should.
What have I done that's fake?
Ashamed of yourself every single day.
You should feel ashamed for yourself for sowing division and
sidewalk. Get a real job, be a real journalist, and do something for something in your life.
How can you say with a straight face for me to get a real job? How can you keep a straight face and say that? Did you or did you not get $20 million from Roy Neville Singham? You can't deny it. Meet Layan Fulihan. She's a paid protester. Her base salary is $70,000 with an additional compensation of $8,649. So who is this woman getting paid $80K a year to protest? Layan is a Columbia alum with a Palestinian background. She holds a full-time staff position as an educator at the People's Forum as she protests all around New York City. Here she is alongside Taher, another paid protesting leader that we've exposed. Roy Neville Singham pays Layan to travel. That's why you see her speaking in Washington, D.C. MSNBC at another protest. None of this is grassroots. Know that. Here she is being paid to argue with the police as she blocks traffic outside Columbia University. Here she is again with Taher alongside Mahmoud Khalil. When she's arrested, Singham is there to bail her out. You can see the People's Forum announce that her and David Chung, another paid protester who gets paid $75,000 a year to protest, were both arrested. You can get David Chung's Friedman file that consists of never-seen-before research. Layan speaks at the People's Forum about her Marxist agenda. They actually teach classes advocating for Marxism at the People's Forum. Layan celebrated Hamas's atrocities on October 7th. She tweeted out on October 7th, "Long live the Palestinian resistance." Layan reposts words from Nasrallah, the former leader of Hezbollah, saying, "Who would have thought so many young people would support Palestine?" This woman in America is being paid money to promote the words of terrorists who have killed American servicemen.
You gotta wake up and smell the tyranny. Here's one kid in a 3-minute clip video tells you everything you need to know. The media is not reporting it. The media is obfuscating this. See, again, it's not just what the media tells you. The worst of it is what they're not telling you. Everyone knows that these are all paid protesters. It happened in the Summer of Love back in 2020 with the George Floyd protests. They had vans and pickup trucks and dump trucks pulling up with bricks and all sorts of signs and all sorts of crap for these people to just throw bricks, break the buildings, go riot, go do whatever you can, create as much havoc as you can. They probably even gave them the Molotov cocktails and gasoline and everything else. But our media does not report that. In fact, you've seen the pictures. There's a CNN reporter standing in front of the riot with people yelling and screaming. There's fires in the streets. The buildings are burning, and he's there. It's mostly a peaceful protest. Mostly a peaceful protest. And if you're believing that stuff, then you, I hate to tell you, are the problem. You're going to have to wake up, because if you keep voting these people and you keep believing this stupid crap that they tell us, then it's only getting worse. The polarization and the hate and the fear and the violence is only going to get worse. We have to stop it. You know, and that's the sorry thing about what happened to our republic. This is our government right here. These are the books that tell you everything you need to know. The Federalist Papers, Thomas Paine and Common Sense, and you know the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights, and our Declaration of Independence. That's what our government, our foundation of our government is on. We're a republic. We're not a democracy. We're a nation of laws. The Democrats pick and choose, and so don't the narrative. They just pick and choose what they want to do. What laws are good for them. So let's give another example. Current example. Right now, as we live and breathe, President Clinton, President George Bush, President Obama, President Joe Biden, they launched over 20 conflicts, bombing raids that we call conflicts. They're not wars; they're conflicts. When the Democrats do it, it's a conflict. It's rooting out evil and this and that. Okay, 20 times over since 1995 or whenever Clinton was in president. Whenever the Democrats do it, it's okay. There's never been a scream or cry about it. They've done it over 20 times. In fact, one of President Obama's bombing missions blew up the wrong target. They killed the whole family of innocent mother, husband, wife, father, mother, and kids. Can you imagine if Trump did that? But you don't hear a word about it, because again, it's not what the press tells you, it's what they're not telling you. Okay, so now all of a sudden, Trump goes after the Iran, and the fact that they've been screaming death to America and Americans for the last 40 years, and they've been, whenever they can pull off a terrorist attack, they'll do it, and they're building bombs, and they want to blow up America, they want to blow up Israel, they hate Israel. It's just, that's what they do, and they teach hate, And as you can see, all their terrorist groups, that's what they do. They teach fear, hate, and anger that turns into violence. How do you think you can get someone to drive a plane into the Trade Center, or strap a bomb on themselves and run into a crowd and blow themselves up with a bunch of other people? That's just ultimate hate. That's evil. That's just evil. They've been taught to be evil. And the only remedy for evil is good, okay? And so, I mean, Martin Luther King said that very, very well. He said, you can't drive out hate with hate. You have to drive out hate with love. You can't drive out the darkness with darkness. You have to drive out darkness with light. And what is the light? Light is God loves you. The God of heaven who created, as it's listed in our Declaration of Independence, our Creator, God who created us, endowed us with unalienable rights, okay? And who's fighting against the rights? Where is the evil come? We have one God and there's one evil spirit. So one demon spirit. So take your pick, pal. Who are you going to be following? Who are you following? What do you believe? Why do you believe it? Do you know what's going on in this world? Unfortunately, I do. And it's very scary. And I just feel for my kids and grandkids because they have to put up with this stupidity. We've tried to, you know, I mean, they're aware of what's going on. And no one thinks they can do anything about it. But we can. And we must, you know, just like the story of David and Goliath, you know. We can't let evil win. They're going to kill us anyway, so you might as well at least make a stand because that's what it's all about. Again, going back to our government is a republic to protect and serve and defend the Constitution. How many gun laws have they written, right? The Second Amendment clearly states that shall not infringe, okay? That means you can't make any laws. I mean, the whole concept of the 10 amendments to the Constitution was the states wouldn't sign the Constitution unless they put these Bill of Rights. These 10 things the government cannot touch. The First Amendment says Congress shall make no law. They can't make a law against any of that stuff. Religion, the free press, and your right to peaceably assemble. It doesn't say you have the right to protest. The right to peaceably assemble and to air your grievance to the government. So you air your grievance to the government by, like what we did in Massachusetts. We had a ballot petition and we said, hey, audit yourself. They won't audit themselves. They just won't do it. Okay, so where the heck are we? Again, let's just go back to picture 6. We're going to go back to, like I said, Ben Franklin was a genius of geniuses. I know that everyone thinks that the old white men, they were stupid and hateful, but Ben Franklin was a genius. And so, again, those who would give up essential liberty to purchase, this is one of Ben's quotes, those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. Okay, so, and then again, like I said, every show I'm going to be repeating, a republic, if you can keep it, was attributed to Ben Franklin. We can't keep it if we don't know what it is. And you can't support, you know, passing laws that think are going to save you because you have to, we're supposed to be taking care of ourselves. The government is supposed to be taking care of the big picture. So we can't, like Ben Franklin says, those who would give up essential liberty, you're going to let them pass laws that violate the Constitution, violate our government, a form of government, and you think you're going to be safe? No, it's only getting worse. You can take that down. Let's go to picture 7. This is how bad it is. Well, talking about passing laws that, there's a law in our Massachusetts House coming up at your local theater. So I got this. So this is bill number H. 4127 has been introduced into the Massachusetts General Court to establish a statewide gas stamp required for all gasoline-powered small engine equipment. This measure is intended to support and ensure the effective implementation of the new Green Deal aligned emission goals with the Commonwealth. So beginning January 1st, 27, the following equipment would require an annual gas stamp: lawnmowers, snow blowers, weed whackers, leaf blowers, chainsaws, portable generators, and all similar gas-powered vehicles under 50 horsepower. The annual gas stamp, $8. Available at your city and town clerk. And the stamp must be affixed in a visible location on the equipment. Oh, okay. And so to ensure that the Green New Deal takes effect as planned, civil fine can be up to $50 for operating equipment without a valid stamp. All funds collected will be deposited into Massachusetts Clear. You know, it just goes on. Who thinks of this stuff? So now we're going to have this, the town clerk in its office. We have, I don't know, 20,000, okay, maybe 15,000 housing units, and so 15,000 lawnmowers and weed whackers. They're going to have to go issue stamps for that and pay, and then we're going to have to pay the police to go run around, and if they see someone mowing the lawn, to go see if you got a sticker. Oh man. This doesn't even, you can take it down. This doesn't even pass the smell test. You got to be kidding me. Really? But that's what our Beacon Hill is doing. Why? Because you let them. We let them get away with it. And the only way to stop, they don't care. You can say anything you want. You can do anything you want. But you know what? They just keep getting elected year after year. They're not even elections in Massachusetts. They're just coronations. Who's ever in there just stays in there, and they never get voted out. Sorry, people, but we're going to really have to wake up. Like I said, God and country. No, this is God. This is the country. And those are the only two things that we're told by our leaders in our schools, in our media, in our educational systems, and Hollywood and everything. Well, we don't want to talk about religion and politics. Oh, we don't want to talk about religion and politics, but we can tell the kids how evil our country is, and we should hate our country in the school systems, and we can tell them that God is no good, doesn't exist. If there was a God, why would all this bad stuff happen? Well, if you don't know why, you better find out why, okay? In case you don't know it, we have free will. God gave us free will. We're supposed to be doing these things. What do we got, 20? Yeah, do I have, just throw up picture number 11. We'll just see what we can do. You know, where do you think these rights come from? Our rights came from our Creator. It's defined in the Declaration of Independence. So my rights, and this is, what's her name? Vice President Kamala Harris. She loves her little Venn diagram. So here's a Venn diagram for you. My rights, your rights, and government laws. You know, we all need to know our limits, and there are laws that we all need to follow. You have rights, I have rights, but where do your rights end and mine begin? Well, you better find out really quick, because no one has the right to make someone else do something. You know what I'm saying? So your rights end when you want someone else to do something for you. Like, oh, you can't do, seat belts, build a house and meet all these requirements that aren't really safety requirements. They're all just bureaucratic stupidity. And so we need to know where that line ends. You can't assault people. I mean, those are the laws. All right, we're done. Take that down. We're going to have to, I got less than a minute left here, so people, again, it took us 40 years to get here. I just had a half-hour show. Trying to open up your eyes, people, because our elected officials aren't doing their governmental jobs. Even our pastors and our leaders, our church leaders are kind of falling off the track too. So it's up to you to find out what's right, what's real, what's wrong, what's right, what's good, what's evil, and who's running the ship. Because I'll tell you right now, the deep state is running it, and they're running us right into the ground. So all I can tell you is they created this country. God loves you, and the American spirit, you know, is peace, justice, and love. Good night. We'll try again next month.